Good evening. It is so exciting to be back and to see everybody, or you know what I mean, sort of see everybody. I am totally missing my little accessory pouch where I keep everything. But anyway, so it is not Tuesday, it is Thursday, and I am back. I'm sorry I didn't get to you yesterday. I don't know. There's just craziness. First of all, I found my desk from before vacation, and you know how it is after vacation, you just try to get everything back together. So I had to take it apart before I could get it back together. I still have not unpacked from the brewery event that I had before vacation, and that was so much fun. I was nervous. I was just kind of holding back there, but I did it. It was fun, and we're going to do it again. So, thank you for giving me your time. I know it's very precious, and I'm very thankful that you're here, whether you're watching live or catching the replay. My name is Joette. I am an independent demonstrator for Stamping Up um, in the southern tier of New York State. So I'm happy that you're here. If you need a demonstrator, I'm happy to assist you in any way that I can. I um, I have a lot to share with you tonight. Um, I did receive my new catalog in hand, and I'm very excited. I will be handing out my catalogs to my customers in just a couple weeks when we meet on the third Wednesday of August in my home. If you are in the area, just need to RSVP. I will be sending out the invite, so you can do that probably within the next few days. Excuse me, I am, as usual, a little behind on that. Newsletters and things are not my forte. They're difficult for me. They are a labor of love, and I will continue laboring little by little. So, what else should we catch up on? Um, Maine was beautiful. I actually hiked, climbed in Acadia National Park two um, two trails. One was not steep the whole time, but steep. We had to climb up they had little steps, rails, metal steps into the mountain, and we climbed up those. We had to grab rocks, and I was very proud of myself. It was very humbling. I told one of my patients today that I am I'm quite mean to them because I felt like, this is must be what they feel like, very unsure of themselves. I do physical therapy is my day job. So I do home health. So I just felt like I was humbled, and I definitely have more empathy than I had before for them. And it was a wonderful experience, and the views were gorgeous, and I just can't say enough. I will be scrapbooking those photos, and I actually have titles in mind, how I'm going to make the titles, the DSP that I'm going to use. So I'm very excited about that. And I will certainly share that if I'm ever home long enough to get them done. I think we will be home. We leave again tomorrow. We'll be back Tuesday, so there will not be any live on Tuesday next week. I will it'll be I'll announce it. Um I'm not sure if it'll be Wednesday either, but I'll get it there. I promise. I promise. Um what else? So, I think that's about it. Um this is that time of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators season when not quite ready for Christmas, although the Christmas stuff is coming out, the Halloween stuff is coming out. I'm not a big Halloweener, although I love fall. It's my favorite season. So I have not made my pre-order yet for the new catalog that I just showed you. So when I do, we will certainly be looking at some of the new things. But I have paper that I have not used yet, So we are going to do some of that. I'm going to show you the cards that we did at my event a couple weeks ago. And then we're going to do a beautiful card that my mom received, and I loved it. It was with cloud cover. We are going to be using Lost Lagoon, though, similar colors. Um, and it's exquisite and so easy. And all it is designer series paper. So it'll be fun. All right, I'm gonna put you down to my table, and then I'm gonna add my, whoops, no, I'm not. I'm gonna add it up there. There we go. So that I feel like I'm talking to somebody. Again, if you're watching the replay, please let me know you're here. I love it when I see that people are looking and are participating, because I do these things for you all, not just for me. So I hope that this is not my normal time. So I don't expect um, many visitors this evening, but I'm here, I'm sharing, I'm catching up. So that's my plan. So I'm just going to move that out of the way for a hot minute. So these are some of these cards. The templates um, are timeless. The DSP is most of them are retired, but we can replicate them. So I have done this template before. So what they did was everything was in a kit, was in an envelope when we went to the event, and they decided if they wanted to do this card. And in this bucket, you had the card, the sample, you had the ink, you had the sentiment was already on a block. The ink that you use with it's already there. Everything was cut out. All you really needed to do was just put things together. So this is in Secret C, I believe, although I want to question myself. Um, it's just two rectangles. The different is the ribbon goes under one of the blocks here, and that just makes it a little, different, gives it a little more depth. And then just the sentiment, this one happens to be thinking of you. So again, and then you open it up. This one doesn't have anything in it. Some of them had the designer series paper had a piece down here at the bottom, so then you can do all your writing. And it's easy to replicate. That's why I love templates. This has been my go-to template for most of my cards lately. So it's just, I love it. It's simple, um, but it does have some depth. You can step it up by embossing the peachy color here, a pinky color. You can add some bling to it if you'd like. Many ways to step it up, but this is just a simple, quick card when you need to whip something up. All right. This one, of course, was an awesome one to do at a brewery. Here is some brew. Could be wine. I guess it's going to be wine because of the colors, but this was just one stamp in 4 different colors. Again, very simple, very simple. We cut out designer series paper, and this is all the Cheers to You um, designer series paper and bundle. It is retired. So down here again is the little piece of DSP that just kind of spruces things up. And again, just 4 simple, one stamp, 4 different colors. And this is actually second generation. And then the fussy cutting the cups right out of the DSP. This bundle did have dies. And so you could stamp, well, come on. I guess I just won't worry about putting these back in. It might take a little bit. All right. Hello, hello, as you're coming on. This is that Delightful Daisy DSP and bundle. Again, this is retired, but the bundle itself, or the template itself, is very simple. This is 2 different color schemes going on. just a little bit underneath the lemon lolly. And this is wheat. I believe it's something wheat. Again, I believe it's retired. Yeah, I don't have it up there. So I think this was 2 years ago and in color. Again, it's just two little, this paper does not go all the way through the cardstock. This is just a die that we die cut, and we just put it right on top of the paper, a sentiment. Um, so this is the punch, and then to get it to be um, outlined here, you punch it in the lemon lolly and then you cut it in half. So it doesn't match underneath here, but you do have the outline out here on this outsides. All right, and then this one was just a ticket punch and some twine. So very simple, very doable for all different levels. And then this was very simple. This is just DSP wrapped with ribbon and a tag for just a note. So very, very simple. And again, you can increase the wow factor of it with some bling, some embossing. If you wanted to emboss the mat underneath, you could add linen thread, my fave, within this bow here, and have the just a note dangling a little bit. So lots of different ways, to do that here. So yeah, so those are the cards that we did. Very simple, um, easy to replicate. We didn't want, people don't want to be there for hours and hours. So now we're going to do another one probably around Christmas time. And it will be a little bit more of a step up. So it'll be fun. And all the Christmas paper coming in, the stitched, our stitched stocking dies. That was fun. That was the next thing that I wanted to show you. So um, well, hello doggies. I canceled Tuesday night because I was going to one of my team members' classes, and I just wanted to show you what we made there. So Kim cased some of these cards and designed some of these cards. We did 3. So this is with the new leaf bundle that's coming in the new catalog. So pool party. Oh, I love that plaid. So this is just the leaf stamp here, and then the leaf punch there. And it's just, every other little bit of dimension with dimensionals on the solid leaf. We have some bling here, and then the stamp, or we just tied one with the linen thread. A little something to say hello is the sentiment. And so you know what, even we do this. I made a mistake with my stamping, and there was a sentiment in there. I can't remember what it said, but I made a mistake. It didn't stamp all the way through. So I flipped it over, adhered it, and called it good, because I didn't get this, the stamp was going around the table. So it was just easier to flip it around. So, it's okay. We make mistakes too, but nobody would have known if I didn't open up my mouth. So that was the first one. The next one is it's kind of like paper piecing or quilt piecing. So it's with the stocking, and I'm going to show you a little bit how that all came together. It was quite interesting. And so we took the stamp and she die cut 3 stockings, which I didn't do. So she cut out 3 stockings. One was solid, right out of the solid larger die cut. And then this die cut with all of the detail in it, she did 3 in 3 different, hi Julie, in 3 different, thank you for coming. She cut out 3 different stockings in 3 different patterns of the designer series paper. Okay. And out of the first one, we took this right off, which is very easy to do. It's only connected by very little piece there. And then you popped out the star. And again, there's 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, and 4, where they're held on in there. Okay. And so basically you come out with an empty shell here. Yeah, this would be the negative, the holly. You put it on dimensionals, and you choose the designer series paper that you want showing underneath. I don't know if I'll have to show it to you. Um, and then I don't recommend doing it this way, but I tried it, taking all of my bits apart from all the other stockings that were die cut. So I just separated all of these at the spot where they connect. And then by eye, I tried to put each piece down. Now I love this paper here, and I wanted the tree to show. So I kept those two together. You see where my heel doesn't actually line up. You may or may not have noticed that. So I brought this down a little bit further so it covered that up a little bit. And I'm not explaining it well, but next time I'm just going to put this down. Okay. Put the designer series paper of the star right on top of that star, and then the negative of the other piece that I decided to do. It's easier to show you. I hope I'm making sense on top there. And then the pieces from the other stockings I would put right on top of here in their designated area, because you can see that it's stitched there. So each one could then go in their own spot, and I would get that lined up perfectly, because you can see my one piece of DSP just didn't make the cut. I was not together. I don't think anybody you would notice unless you knew exactly what was going on, but it is not lined up. But it's cute. I love it. I love these buttons. Between the ribbon and the buttons, it's very stitchy, crafty, quilty. Definite need. Um, and then I added some buttons down there. Um, so I'm not sure. This does not come in. I don't remember what stamp set that was from. I, it might have been from one of last year's, but it could be in one of the new ones, because like I said, I haven't made my pre-order yet. And then sending warm wishes this Christmas is under there. I will definitely make this for you, just so you can see what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm going to do. We'll do that next week. I was going to try to do it, and I thought I had more cut out here, but I guess I do not. All right. And then this one, funny, is still with this stitched what's the name of the stitch stocking? This is the leaf punch. So using the leaf punch here, sorry, I went off camera. Using the leaf punch here, she cut specifically parts of the DSP out so that, she'd get the bird, she'd get the quilted square there. So, and you could do that for any part. There's the Christmas tree, um, there's the candy canes, but to make your own, turn it upside down and make your own ornament out of the leaf punch, which I thought was just, whoops, which I thought was amazing. People have an eye for things. So they tell us, or I heard from another demonstrator, that she just digests the catalog, but she turns it in different directions so that she can see and maybe get an eye for something, like, okay, I'm going to turn that around, and, oh, that sort of looks like a ornament. So then you get, you get more ideas for one multi-use for one punch or one die or one stamp set. So you don't, that way you're getting your money's worth and using it in many different ways. Um, and I'm not sure if how she did that. So this is the gold paper. I don't know made if she just punched out the leaf part, or maybe this is part of the leaf punch. I can't really look it up. I can't show you the inside of the catalog yet. Hi, Deb. How are you? Good evening. Yeah, the punch idea is great, Julie. Debbie, I'm just showing what we did at Kim's the other night. Debbie, do you remember what she used the gold to get the gold part of? Was that the end of the punch itself, or was that a different die? Or I missed that part. I guess I wasn't listening. Eek. And then this is called a bookbinding fun fold. So then the inside, this is, I believe, a 4x4 square. Again, we just use the DSP at the bottom to brighten it up, and may all your days be merry and bright. And we there is cheers and those darling peppermint um, bling. So we did a lot with those too. I love the peppermint bling. Yeah. So that was exciting. And as much as I tell everybody to decorate their envelopes, when I'm at a class, I just get like, you're afraid you're going to hold somebody up. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. All right, I'm going to take a quick drink of my Coke that I should not be drinking. So, if you weren't here at the beginning, the end of the leaf. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So, if you were not in the beginning, I was at my mother's today and she showed me a card that she was given by one of her customers, and it was beautiful. And it's the same card I'm making tonight, but with different colors and different paper, but it's the same card. So I have not made it yet. I'm going by memory from, I don't know, 2 o'clock this afternoon, but it was very subtle. Her card was actually cloud cover, and the designer series paper she used was 6x6, and I couldn't remember the name of it, and I don't think I have it. So I went looking through my stash, and this is the Essentials, the Everyday Essentials DSP. And I know I've showed you many times before, but it's this DSP. But this is I'm gonna go with a rose. Um, and this is the back side is the ledger, but we're gonna go with this subtle piece because it is so pretty, so subtle. And you'll see when I'm doing it what um it just makes for a lovely calm card, not like like a bright shiny, happy birthday, congratulations. It's just, thinking of you, or in this case, unfortunately, I need lots of sympathy cards lately. And like we talked about the other day, before I went on vacation, my sympathy sentiments are very short in supply. So comes from a loveliest tree. And I know that it is on last chance or it's gone. But it has a lovely sending heartfelt sympathy in it. So we're gonna try that. So I took a piece of Lost Lagoon. So this is Lost Lagoon. And I cut it in half the long way for a top fold card because, they're my favorite. And again, I do not have my little caddy with all my stuff in it right here on my desk. And I wanted to show you. So I embossed with the eyelet 3D embossing folder. I believe this is I love this. I hate when they discontinue stuff, right? It's one of my favorites because especially when you're using florals, I cannot tell you if it's still available or not. My guess unfortunately is going to be probably no. And that makes me sad because I don't mean to use, I'm looking for my adhesive, but I think that this is going to be over. This is going to be done. Yep, it's all gone. Um, but there is a new one that I love because I love the subtle embossing, just enough to give you some I don't know, just something just to give you some dimension. Um, I think it's called woven something. It's new and it's in my cart. So with this, I took two of the arches, the everyday arches. And if we're counting from the outside, it's going to be the second and third ones from the outside. And when you put the two together like this, and I kept this together so that I could show you, you put them together so they're evenly spaced around. And then I just put a little adhesive there so that they don't move. And then I run it through this Stamp and Emboss machine. And then you get um, two two pieces. You get an outline and then you get the arch. We'll use this on something later. We really just need this. Okay. So, and the one part that I did not think through was that um, I need a piece of this to go through the arches as well. Or do I? It probably would be, it probably would be easiest for sure. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna have to untape this for you, but I wanted you to see how I did that. And I didn't take that off very well. It does come off, and most of the time it does not bother your paper, but every once in a while there's that time that it does kind of take off a little piece of the cardstock. So I'm always careful when I take it apart. All right, so give me a pause and I will cut this and run it through my Stamp and Emboss machine. And I think I'm gonna need, yeah, about 4 inches. Get it through. And I'll run it through. It's right here. I don't know about you guys, but the weather lately, and when I say lately, I guess I mean all summer, it's been so hot. It it it's crazy. But I'm not a humid girl. I don't like the humidity. I don't think many people do like the humidity. Um, so I'm just gonna put that in that way. But yesterday at 5:30, my car was still saying 89, 90. It was fluctuating between the two, which is crazy for this area. It's never, but things they are a changing. All right, so there's that. And then we'll use that another time. So we'll bring this back. And again, remember, I have not used this. Okay, so we're just going to put this right over that way. Okay. And it's going to be a little difficult. We're going to see if this will work. The it will work. I just making sure that the glue works. My my tendonitis on my thumbs are deciding to act up, so who knows? You guys can't see it, but it is coming out. It just seems easier to do it this way. There we go. I hope I'm on. Sorry about my hands. I'm just afraid that it's going to explode because that does happen. Explosive crafting stories, right? So what did you all do last week? It was beautiful in Maine. I guess they're getting a lot of rain now for so we were supposed to get rain last week on a one day. Whoa, see, just like that. I told you it was going to explode. Ah, that's what you don't want to happen. All right. Um, and now I guess they might be getting rain. By the looks of Facebook, there's some rain. But you know what? The wildlife comes out when it's rainy, so there are still things to see and things to do. All right, so we're just gonna outline this. If you get the bottom set up and then everything else just kind of falls nicely right into place. This is when I wish I had a lot to do because look at all that glue I could use up. All right, so now I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. And I had some here. Oh, right here. I was going to use little ones if I had to, but so I'm just going to kind of put them around. Oops. Like this. I am going to put one in the corner. I'm a big put one in the corner and a couple in the middle so it doesn't sag, especially if you're going to mail it. I don't know. I just prefer to um, you do all the specialness to make it look nice, and you just don't want it to sag. I just happened to look in my hair. We were outside when it started to rain a little bit. We had to move it on home a little bit faster. So isn't this pretty and just very simple? Try to find middle. Sometimes middle is hard to find. That's a little better. So something very simple as this. Okay. And then the sentiment is here. Sorry, just didn't seem like it was. There we go. I'm going to do it with white cardstock. I knew I had it coming. And then Lost Lagoon. Do. How much do you want to bet that it is in one of my bins here? All right. Give me just an extra second. Maybe. Oh, that one was actually open. You don't want that. All right, so Lost Lagoon must be here somewhere. So we'll just look. Sorry. Ugh. Pretty Peacock Lagoon. Hmm. All right. So what we're going to do is stamp off, stamp off. It's funny, it's not a color that I use a lot, so okay. And we'll go with a circle. So here is, so this is first generation, nice and bright, nice and colored. That's Pretty Peacock. So this was the third time I stamped, and it's really light, but it's matching. So the second time I stamped, it's pretty close. Yeah. So that's how, there's always a way to make different subtle colors by stamping off. Okay. And then I am going to take the bigger circle, stamp it or punch it from the, all right, I am not going to raise it, but I am going to do some. We're going to do a doubled. This is my new way to do this. You make a really big floppy bow. And I did a double ribbon or double linen, linen thread bow. And then you just kind of put it over that like that. So you just make a bow, put it on the DSP or on the cardstock with the adhesive. And so then when you, we might have to do some dimensionals, and it's only because we're going to put one dimensional on one side of the bow and one dimensional on the other side of the bow. So then it's something like that. So then it's kind of, and we're just going to put it right there. I feel that's a good place to put it. I don't want to erase that. I'm looking for my little brush, for my little sponge. No little sponge. Oh, little sponge. Because we already have a lot of raising going on here. So we will put that down flat there. It's kind of crooked. I think we can turn it a little bit. There we go. And I'll be honest, if we want to keep it, not that we're keeping it simple, but we're keeping it, I think pearl blings would be beautiful here, or something Lost Lagoon color. Oh boy, that carbon, right? It is so pretty and calming, Deb. That's why I thought this is such a pretty sympathy card. Um, I'll try to get the one that my mom received so that we can compare them, but It was so pretty. And I'm not convinced now that I've done it this way that the embossed frame, or not frame, but the embossed um layer that I put here, if the arch wasn't put in there maybe, but I kind of like it raised up. I really love this. And I probably make more just because it's simple, and unfortunately we need sympathy cards, right? It is very pretty and relaxing. That's a great way to put it, Deb. I agree. Agree. So, and then inside I would just put the white the white cardstock, and probably I would just, put their name in, write out a Bible verse and sign it. So I don't really think I would necessarily need anything. I tend to write a little on the larger side. So I think just the I won't use this because it looks like but you would just put it in a 1/4 inch. So it's actually 4 by 5 1/4. Um, and you definitely could stamp something there. Um, or you could just you could put, actually, the card, the DSP would look really nice right down the side. So yeah, that's very pretty. I love it. And that's what I have for you. I hope you liked it. It is. I love it. I do love it. So yes. So thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. And like you said, I do any way you can use a punch is different. Hopefully I will get my order done. So when I come back, um, I'll have some new stuff. But I have so much of I have new stuff that I haven't used yet. So I still have a little bit of time to use that before we use the next stuff for sure. But all right. Well, thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight. I appreciate your time. And if there's anything you want to see special, I would love, love, love the ideas, because I go through stuff and I feel like sometimes I do the same thing, and so yeah, I would love, love ideas. So please, please let me know. I'll be happy to share whatever I can. So yeah, we use the arch dies. We use some new DSP. I think the Essentials is still available. I know it's available right now, but I think it should keep going. I don't think that it'll just end. So, but yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Thursday evening and a good weekend. We'll be going off to the up near Lake Placid in the Adirondacks for the weekend to do more hiking, and maybe a little raft ride. I'm not sure. I was non-committal. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see you next week. I'll definitely let you know what day, and um and we'll definitely get to it. I'll be home the weekend by myself, so where there's lots of crafting, I don't have to, not that I have to worry about meals and things, but I just won't have to worry about others, just me in the house. So we'll have a little bit of crafting fun, hopefully, and I'll get to do some scrapbooking. So thank you very much. I will see you guys next week. Bye now.